4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning. This is Wayne Cymbaluk from the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District with your conservation report. Welcome to the new decade. It is that time of year again to start planning out all your New Year's resolutions, like eating healthier, losing some of that extra weight, begin exercising, maybe get some more sleep, or starting that new hobby you've been dreaming about. Those are all great goals, but whatever your resolutions are, I would like you to include a resolution to reduce the total amount of salt you and your family uses. No, I'm not talking about your daily salt intake, in which your doctor might have something to say about that. I'm talking about the salt you use to de-ice your driveway or sidewalk and the amount of salt that gets run through your water softener. We need to start reducing the amount of salt entering our environment. Chloride pollution is getting more attention lately. In our area, we have multiple agencies that are on the lookout for water pollution. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency focuses on pollutants in our lakes, wetlands, streams, and rivers. The Minnesota Department of Agriculture is focused on the impact of pesticides on our groundwater, and the Minnesota Department of Health focuses on the safety of our drinking water, which comes from both surface and groundwaters. Chloride is naturally found at low levels in the environment already. We as a society are rapidly increasing the amount of salts entering the environment. In Minnesota, chloride reaches our lakes, rivers, and groundwater in mainly two ways. The first is de-icing salt. When snow and ice melts, the salt we spread on icy roads, parking lots, and sidewalks flows with the runoff into our ditches and storm drains, which then discharges directly to our lakes, streams, and wetlands, or passes through the soil and into the groundwater table. An estimated 365,000 tons of road salt is applied just in the Twin Cities metro area each year alone. A study by the University of Minnesota found that about 78% of the salt applied in the Twin Cities for winter maintenance is either transported to the groundwater table or remains in local lakes and wetlands. In the Twin Cities and other communities across Minnesota, local agencies are addressing this problem by using sand and other strategies to keep winter roads safe while using less salt. The second is water softener salt. People soften their water to make water heaters operate more efficiently, prevent hard water spots on dishes, and make soaps lather more. In most communities, salty brine from the water softeners drains to municipal wastewater treatment plants all year long. Wastewater treatment plants and even our own individual sewage treatment systems are not designed to remove the salt from wastewater, so the salt passes through the system and into our environment. A local example is the city of Avon is seeking a solution to their chloride problem in their wastewater that gets discharged directly into Spunk Creek. Another source of salt can be through the use of application of fertilizers and manures or other dust suppressants. Why is salt such a big deal? Salt has contaminated groundwater in some areas of the state. 75% of Minnesotans rely on groundwater for drinking water. Excess salt could affect the taste and healthfulness of drinking water. 27% of the monitoring wells in the Twin Cities metro areas has chloride concentrations that exceeded the EPA drinking water guidelines. 30% of the Twin City wells had chloride concentration that exceeded the water quality standard. Even though most of the statistics are for the Twin Cities areas, it is because they are monitoring for it, in which most of Minnesota is not. Chloride, even at low levels, are toxic to fish, aquatic bugs, and amphibians, which impacts their community structure, diversity, and their productivity. Splash from road salt can kill plants and trees along the roadside. Plants that take up salty water through their roots can also suffer. Once chloride is in the water, it can harm aquatic vegetation and change the plant communities. Too much salt in the soil can cause the soil to lose its ability to retain water and store nutrients, and make the soils more prone to erosion and sediment runoff, which creates a whole nother problem. Salts can sicken pets and irritate their paws. Some birds, like finches and house sparrows, can die from ingesting salt. Deer like the salt and move towards the roads in areas where it's applied, which can result in more deer-related car crashes. Our toads, frogs, and salamanders are at risk at many points throughout their life cycle as well, resulting in abnormalities, reduced growth, behavior changes, and lower survival rates. Chloride corrodes road surfaces and bridges, which increases the maintenance and repair costs on our infrastructure. Chloride is very persistent in the environment. Once chloride enters the water, the only known technology for its removal is reverse osmosis. To provide the amounts of water we need would have to be through a massive filtration plant, which is really not economically feasible. This means that chloride will continue to accumulate in the environment over time. One thing you can do if you've not done so lately is to please check your water softener settings to make sure you are maximizing the effectiveness of the salt you use. And if your water softener is a timer-based consider upgrading to an on-demand softener. Remember, it only takes a teaspoon of salt to permanently pollute 5 gallons of water. For more information on any of today's or other topics, please check out our website at www.stearnscountyswcd.net or call us at 320-251-7800 extension 3. Also, please like us on Facebook. This has been Wayne Cymbaluk with your Conservation Report.